morning, Broncos. You are watching Collegian Television. I'm Danielle Shank.
And I'm Mark Sisson. Today we have news about Student Association, a weather update, the rodeo team coming back to town, and the winners of the 2018 Mr. and Ms. Bronco pageant.
That's right. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about on this week's episode, so let's get to it. After the stressful week for this year's 2018 Student Association elections, the results are in. Hastings College's SA President and Vice President for the 2018-2019 school year is Gina Piper and Cole Fisher. Andy Chase has more on the story.
For the past couple of weeks, Hastings College has seen the Student Association presidential election in full effect. This campaign saw two candidates on the ballot. Juniors Jared Fox with running mate Mark Sisson, opposed by juniors Gina Piper and running mate Cole Fisher. Piper Fisher took to the campaign with a 5-point platform.
Number one would be to have a winter bash, which basically would give us 2 Bronco bashes. So number 2, we are going to implement tailgating. So number 3, we want to bring solar-powered picnic tables to campus. Our 4th idea is to revamp HC Does Weekends. Then our 5th thing is to have therapy dogs before midterms.
While Piper Fisher took a much more student-oriented platform, Fox Sisson had a policy-driven platform. Their platform included alternate fine solutions like community service, a student selection committee, working with the College Climate Task Force to better the lives of every Hastings College student, and utilization of the Grace Center technology. After the voting period ended, Piper and Fisher were named SA President and Vice President. Reporting for CTV, I'm Andy Chase.
Thanks, Andy. If you have any ideas or want to see any changes on campus, feel free to contact Gina Piper and Cole Fisher.
Speaking of SA, on Monday, April 16th, Senate joined together in the Wilson Auditorium to vote on SA Constitution amendments. Votes to pass Articles 1, 2, and 3 of the SA bylaws were motioned for and passed. Additionally, a proposed article adding the Election Commission and adding the SA Election Code to Article 7 were presented. Changes to the first part of the SA Constitution, which is considered separate from the bylaws, were made. The majority of these changes focus on wording and general layout of the Constitution. Senate will need to vote on these changes. The next Senate meeting will be held on April 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Wilson Auditorium. Voting on amendments for proposed Articles 4 through 10 are planned. For more information, pick up the Collegian newspaper for the full story.
The on-campus group Food for Thought held a silent auction fundraiser on April 15th to help raise and support hunger in the town of Hastings.
Cameron Bradley and Danny Cook have the story.
Food for Thought held its 10th annual spring fundraiser on April 15th in the Doherty Center, where the group hosted a silent auction and provided a free lunch of chili and cinnamon rolls for all those who attended. Free will donations were also accepted at the door, and all the proceeds from the event went to help Food for Thought contribute to food pantries of elementary schools across the city of Hastings. The turnout for the event was one of Food for Thought's largest in their 10 years of hosting this fundraiser, with over 100 people showing up throughout the 2-hour time period.
So this year we decided to do a little bit more marketing, and it turned out really well. Our entire lunchroom was full, our entire silent auction room was full, so we're really excited for that turnout because it's the biggest fundraiser we've had. Awesome for our 10th year doing it, so we're kind of picking up how to make it bigger and better every year.
Silent auction items were donated by businesses in Hastings as well as groups from Hastings College. Items included a Reno deck party, multiple gift baskets, artwork, and even concert tickets. Food for Thought is a student-run backpack program here at Hastings College, as well as a nonprofit organization in the city of Hastings. The group's ultimate goal is to send home weekend meals to elementary school students who are on the free or reduced lunch program at their school. Food for Thought will be a part of Give Hastings Day on May 10th, a day community-wide giving for nonprofits in the city of Hastings, where they will be accepting donations on the Give Hastings Day at www.givehastings.org.
Exciting to see all of the community members come out and support Food for Thought, and then also to see those college students here too, because I saw a lot of younger faces, and it's cool to see how the campus gives back as well.
Cameron Bradley and Danny Cook reporting. You're watching CTV.
Thanks, Cameron and Danny.
With this past snowy weekend and these recent cold, windy days, I am really hoping for some of those warmer spring-like days ahead.
You said it all, Danny. Our weather reporter, Cameron Bradley, has the weather update right after the break.
My time at Hastings College has enabled me to create some of the greatest relationships I have thus far in my life. My name is Taj Willingham. I'm from Park Hill, Denver, Colorado. I'm a junior. My major is physical education, K through 12, with an emphasis in health. I just think that Hastings College does a wonderful job, the ed department specifically, of getting you into schools right away. There's no wasted time, you know. If education isn't for you, it's one of those things that you can't halfway be into. If you're into it, you got to commit to it. So they do a great job of getting you prepared for what's next, as best as anyone could do. Teachers nowadays are more than teachers, you know. They're social workers, they're lawyers with simple disputes in the classroom amongst third graders. Like, that, it gets tiring, you know. Just always looking after children gets tiring. And on top of that, trying to educate them with scholarly material. So that's why I kind of realized that my own classroom would have been a little more challenging than I thought. So I started halfway through my junior block experience a little more in the physical education realm. There I was able to really move around. I feel like I was able to stand up more, walk around, just be more of who I am with the children. The whole education department here, you know, Dr. Sunderman, they all do a very good job of making sure you're comfortable in what you do and make sure that this is the right thing for you. And if it's not, they will help you find what does work. And so I couldn't give them enough credit. My main goal with education is just to really educate people, educate students in all walks of life, whether it be you need help with your math homework, you don't know how to do a push-up correctly, or you're having a dispute with your brother at home and you don't know how to get over that awkward tension. So if I could change one student's life, that's all I could ask for.
Good afternoon, Broncos. It's finally Friday, and that means it's time for your weekend forecast. We're going to see a very mild and windy afternoon today, with temperatures reaching 56 degrees and winds gusting from 15 to 25 miles per hour. Some clouds will begin to roll in later this afternoon, which will lead to tonight's forecast of rain and colder temperatures. Tonight's low should reach around 39 degrees with a 70% chance of rain throughout the night. Winds will stay the same, gusting from 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now let's look at our three-day forecast, We're going to see some rain and clouds to start your Saturday, as there is a 70% chance of rain in the morning, followed by a partial clearing in the afternoon. Temperatures will drop tomorrow, as the high will only be around 47 degrees, with the low being at 36. Sunday will still be a bit cloudy, but the nicer part of your weekend, with the rain stopping and temperatures getting back into the upper 50s with a high of 58 degrees and calm winds ranging from 5 to 10 miles per hour. The low for Sunday will be 39 degrees. That nice weather, as well as the clouds from Sunday, will carry over to start your school week back up on Monday, as we will get into the 60s with a high of 62 degrees and some partial cloudiness. Still, that light wind from 5 to 10 miles per hour coming from the southeast, the low for Monday will be 42 degrees. Not too shabby of a way to start off a new week. That's all from me with weather. Have a safe weekend, Broncos. Up next, Jared Fox and Dylan Adams will bring you the latest on Bronco athletics. So keep it here with CTV.
I'm Don Jackson, president of Hastings College. Welcome to Hastings College.
Hastings College is the way I can make a difference in the world. It's a place to call home. It's a place to fit in. It's a place to find yourself and become ultimately whoever it is that you're wanting to be. Be who you want to be.
We're glad to have you here. We're sure you're going to have a good time here. We know you're going to get a great education, and we're just delighted that you've chosen Hastings College to be part of your future.
Welcome to Hastings College.
Welcome back, Broncos, and a happy April 20th. It's time for CTV Sports. I'm failed SA presidential candidate Jared Fox, standing side by side with Dylan Adams, and we've got all the exciting information concerning Hastings College athletics.
That's right, we have your spring season sports update for you, including some interesting news about the rodeo.
Let's hop right into things. The Broncos softball team has had a down year so far, starting 7-25, including a 1-7 start in GPAC play. All this despite a standout year from senior Corin Zipke, who's batting .387 with 7 homers and 31 ribbies.
They tried to turn around their fortunes on Tuesday evening as they took on the College of St. Mary on a windy evening at the Smith Softball Complex. Jake Zink has the story.
The Hastings College softball team hosted College of St. Mary on Wednesday, sweeping the Flames, winning 7-4 and 19-17. Junior Josie Bumgarner was on the mound the first game, allowing 3 earned runs in 7 innings of work. Sophomore Alyssa Carter led the offense for the Broncos, tallying 2 hits, 2 runs batted in, 2 walks, and 1 run. Hastings scored 1 run in the first, 2 in the fourth, and 4 in the sixth. The College of St. Mary offense remained stagnant until the top of the 7th inning, where they scored 4 runs. The Flames ultimately came up short. Broncos win the first game 7-4. The second game of this GPAC doubleheader was much more offensive than the first, with both teams combining to score 36 runs. The Flames struck first, plating 2 runs in the top of the first inning. However, Hastings was able to respond quickly, scoring 7 runs of their own in the bottom of the second. As the game continued, the offensive showcase continued. The second home run of the night came courtesy of Alyssa Carter, getting her first career home run, a 3-run shot. The Broncos led 16-9 after 4 innings of play. Senior Jackie Elliott capped off the inning with her first home run of the season, a grand slam. The following innings were dominated by College of St. Mary as they put up 3 in the 6th and 5 in the 7th to push the game to the bottom of the 7th. The Broncos had a shot to win in the bottom of the 7th inning with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Jackie Elliott stepped to the plate and delivered the walk-off home run, her second of the game and of the season, and ultimately the deciding factor for the Broncos. The final stat line for Hastings' second game was 19 runs on 21 hits, and for College of St. Mary, 17 runs on 18 hits. These 2 conference wins bring Hastings' GPAC record to 3-7 with 9 regular season wins. The Broncos wrap up their season in the coming weeks. Their next game will be against Morningside College next Thursday at Smith Softball Complex. Reporting for CTV, I'm Jake Zink.
Thanks, Jake. Softball also took on conference leader Midland Warriors yesterday night, dropping both games, falling to 3-9 in conference play.
The Bronco baseball team was also in action Tuesday night, taking on Northwestern from Duncan Field. Hastings came into the GPAC doubleheader in good form, winning 8 of their last 10 and improving to 9-5 in the conference. The Broncos took the first game over the Red Raiders 7-1 behind a solid pitching performance from Lance Hansen, whose injury status was unknown for a part of the early season. Well, Hansen's back, and the senior pitched a complete game, allowing 5 hits, 1 run, and striking out 3. Hansen ranks in the top 40 in the nation among qualifying pitchers in runs allowed and hits allowed, and now has 4 wins on the year. The Broncos were unable to come back in the second game, managing just 4 hits and falling 3-1. They remain in 3rd place in the GPAC standings, just 1 game back from Northwestern. The Broncos will take on Mount Marty tomorrow in Yankton.
The track and field team made a strong appearance at indoor nationals in March and have started the outdoor season with a bang too. With every meet, more and more Broncos are hitting qualifying marks for nationals. 15 Broncos qualified for nationals in the Concordia Invite alone, bringing home 7 gold medals. First-year student Jonathan Flight brought home 2 of the 7, winning both the 110-meter hurdles and the 400-meter hurdles.
It definitely kind of gave me the taste of what it's going to be like running in front of a bunch of people. So at least I'm ready for that now, and I know what I need to do to get that feeling out of being like nervous and everything.
Well, at Nats, indoor Nats, we got 4th, and I don't see there's any reason why we can't get higher than that, if not even better. There's more events, we have more depth, so.
Indoor nationals in the shot put and has earned multiple GPAC Field Athlete of the Week awards for his performances in shot, hammer throw, and discus.
I do have sometimes that I want to set, but due to a setback, I don't know if I'll be able to hit all of them on time. I know for the 110s, I wanted to hit 13.9 at least, and then for the 400s, I wanted to hit like a 52, but I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah, obviously the goal is to win again. My goal is to hit 19 meters.
Field events are where the Broncos excel. thanks to national award-winning coaches Zach Osgood and Adam Driver.
We have a really good chance of doing something special.
Sounds like the Broncos have pretty high expectations as to how their season should go. They are currently in Lawrence, Kansas at the Kansas Relays, which started yesterday and go through tomorrow. So good luck to all of the athletes down in Kansas.
And Wellington, it's just amazing. I saw the results from the shot put down in Lawrence this weekend. He beat everybody by almost a meter, and that's, 3 feet above the competition.
No, an incredible athlete for sure. The 6th annual Bobby Gotch Jr. Memorial Hastings College Rodeo is set to take place next Friday and Saturday at the Adams County Fairgrounds. Over 200 competitors are expected to participate in events including barrel racing, bareback riding, team roping, and many more. Admission is free for all events, with finals set to start Saturday night at 6 p.m.
And I know this is a big event for the rodeo team. Hopefully some people can make it out to support them. It would be great to see a big crowd out there. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Make sure to tune in again next week, where we'll marvel at people doing athletic things some more.
And don't go anywhere. Entertainment with Kelly Cruz and Devin Wetland is next, right here on CTV.
Listen, college should introduce you to new ideas. It should open your mind to a world of possibilities. You can get access to real-world opportunities at Hastings College, where the world and you align.
Hey Broncos, it's time for some entertainment. I'm Devin Wetland.
And I'm Kelly Cruz. Today we will be chatting about some fun events that have been taking place on campus.
Yep, starting with Mr. and Miss Bronco. The annual Mr. and Miss Bronco pageant hit the stage last Friday, where participants were able to represent organizations for a chance to win, drum roll please, $250.
Jeez.
I know, maybe I should have participated. I could use the cash.
Same.
Yeah.
I think I would first fill up my car with some gas, because I only ever put $7 in at a time.
Smart.
Then probably treat myself to a nice dinner.
Okay.
Maybe buy a couple outfits or something. Guessing I would have about $10 left over. Donate that to charity.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, still a good person. There you go.
What would you spend it on?
Food.
Food.
Easy
Can't go
answer.
wrong. Can't go wrong.
But sadly, we didn't participate, so we don't have $250. But the actual winners do, and Jared Fox has the full story.
On Friday, April 13, 10 lucky students competed in the 15th annual Mr. and Miss Bronco competition in the French Memorial Chapel, each representing different organizations from around campus. Dr. Fritz Mountford was the MC for the night, and in true Mr. and Miss Bronco fashion, he came out on fire, throwing out burns left and right.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
The competition took on its typical structure with 3 separate stages. First, the contestants took the stage in their organizational wear, trying to fully embody the organization that they were representing. In the second round, students threw on their formal wear and answered a quote-unquote probing question for the judges.
In relationships, Kaylin, are you the dumper or the dumpee?
I don't know. They might be here tonight. Just ask them.
Finally, the contestants showed off their talents in the performance section of the competition. Talents ranged across the spectrum, from failed bottle flipping to an off-key rendition of High School Musical's Breaking Free to a multi-loop guitar performance to synchronized swimming? At the end of the night, only 2 could be named Mr. and Miss Bronco, with junior Carly Kramer winning the Miss Bronco representing the theater department, and senior Kaylin Hirschman winning Mr. Bronco representing the Alliance Group. Kramer wowed the judges with her hula hooping routine, while Hirschman brought down the house with a fantastic dance routine. Reporting on Hastings College's favorite risque tradition, this is Jared Fox, Collegian TV.
Thanks, Jared. Looked like a great night. Moving on, the HC sorority Sigma Alpha Iota hosted a hot dog eating contest where students went head-to-head against Travis Fazell and Dan Peters. Our field reporter Alex Gentry was there to catch it all.
Thanks, Kelly and Devin. We're here at the Azelrigg Student Union, where Sigma Alpha Iota is putting on the first annual hot dog eating contest, where we'll see HC students Anna, Hugo, Donnie, and Garrett duke it out with Dan Peters and Travis Fazell to see who can eat the most hot dogs. We're here with senior and president of Sigma Alpha Iota, Carly Cabrera. Carly, what inspired you to put on this event?
Well, we kind of just were trying to find a different kind of fundraiser that we could do that would actually make us like a decent amount of money. And we had seen ADA do their donut hole eating contest last year, and I kind of just said, what if we did something but with different food, and it just kind of stuck. So
students were selected through a competitive process in which Sigma Alpha Iota put jars with names and faces on, and students would come by and put change into whichever jar the students in which they wanted to see compete in the hot dog eating contest. We're here with President Travis Fazell, who is also competing in the hot dog eating competition. Travis, how did you get involved in this event?
Really was just asked by students and asked if I might want to be part of this, and I said, sure, I'd love to. I love these kind of things. They're fun. I don't think that I'm not going to have a good chance to win, but I'll participate well.
And is this your first sort of competition in regards to consuming mass amounts of food?
About 28 years ago, oh wow, that's a long time ago, almost 30 years ago, I engaged in a rib eating contest. As a young boy of 20, I won.
Well, sounds like someone should have a little more confidence then. And the contestants are off. There's 6 hot dogs on the plate. Winner gets a gift card. Donnie's off to a fast start here. A lot of people have their bets on Donnie, and it looks like their bets are going to come true, as Donnie seems to have a commanding lead at this point, using strategies that are just unparalleled in this competition. There you have it, folks. Your winner of the first annual hot dog eating contest is Donnie Trisdale. Looks like the favorite ended up coming out on top. We're here with the winner of today's, and actually a 2-time winner of an eating competition, Donnie Trisdale. Donnie, with 2 wins under your belt, surely you have a process down. Tell us your strategy.
Just eat fast.
Just eat it, Nike. Well, regardless of whether you had a dog in this fight, it was a riveting competition. Back to you, Kelly and Devin.
Thanks, Alex. All the funds that Sigma Alpha Iota raised during their contest are being donated to their chapter. In other news, students came together in Kiewit Gym for a colorful and epic night. Saturday, April 15th, Operation Glow came back to HD for the first time since spring semester in 2016, where students were able to escape their studies, their rooms, and the cold to dance away their stress while being sprayed and covered with neon paint.
Operation Glow was originally supposed to be hosted on Altman Lawn. However, due to a snowy day, the event was moved indoors. But the change in location didn't stop students from showing up and having a great night. Hopefully, we will see this fun, popular event make its way back to campus in the coming years.
Well, that's all the exciting entertainment news we have for you guys this week.
Stay tuned, because after the break, Danny and Mark have a few more news updates that you will not want to miss. Have a great weekend, Broncos.
Bye, Broncos.
My time at Hastings College has been defined by important mentoring from my advisors and has helped me lay the groundwork to pursue graduate studies. My name is Brian Whetstone. I'm a senior history major and women and gender studies minor from Omaha, Nebraska. So specifically what I'd like to do within the field of public history is work with historic preservation, within the field of historic preservation, and work within communities to try to get them jazzed about preserving places and preserving sites. As a women and gender studies minor, we have a lot of freedom to study within various disciplines here at Hastings College, and so I've applied a lot of that women and gender studies stuff to my history major. I think probably one of my favorites was one of my J-term courses, and part of that J-term course was actually going to New York City and got to see all these really famous historical sites that were tied to immigration. So we saw Ellis Island, we saw the New York Tenement Museum, we saw the Museum of Chinese Americans. So that was probably one of my favorite classes I've ever had. My advisors have been one of the things I've held most dearly from my time here has been my relationship with my advisors. They've helped me in more ways than I could even elaborate on. They've led me to some of the greatest internship and outside of school opportunities that I've experienced as an undergraduate. So the relationship I have with my advisors has been a cornerstone in my time here. Here on campus, we're a really, really tight-knit community where friendships are made really quickly and they're made to be quite strong, where we all are friends, but we're also academics, and so in that way we're also colleagues in a sense. I almost feel over-prepared for grad school. I feel like the amount of work and the level of work that I've had to do within my major has prepared me to enter almost any graduate program that I could apply to and be accepted to.
Welcome back to CTV. Like our entertainment anchors mentioned, Operation Glow made its way back to campus. But a stir of events took place with the Student Association Twitter account before the event began in regards to Bronco Bash possibly changing from a Saturday to a Sunday.
On April 15th, Student Association tweeted, "Remember, our behavior tonight directly determines the date of Bronco Bash, so make sure we keep it on a Saturday." Some students didn't take this tweet too well, where one student retweeted in response with, "Passive-aggressive threats really make me want to attend this event."
The SA Twitter account then responded to the student, "Would you rather have us warn you so we can keep Bronco Bash, or just have a free-for-all at the expense of canceling one of the biggest events on campus? This is a threat from administration, so we're just passing along the message." One student replied to this, "We would rather you just let us be college students and have a good time." Where SA responded back, "You can still have a good time. We're just letting everyone know that if Bronco Bash gets moved or canceled, then it's out of our control."
Here's what other students had to say in response to this thread.
I understand where they were coming from, but I think it's pretty unprofessional to get into Twitter fights behind the name of a professional organization.
I mean, I didn't think it was a huge deal. I mean, so last year they canceled they put Bronco Bash on a Sunday. I mean, I don't think any of us are too worried about that this year. I mean, we're still going to find a way to have a good time.
Another student also said, "I just don't like us students being treated like children and threatened to lose privileges. And everyone has a better time at Bronco Bash when it is on a Saturday." Vice President of Student Life and Dean of Students Dan Peters, in response to the situation, said, "The Student Life Office met with SA leadership early in the school year to plan out the events of the year. During this conversation, SA stated that they wanted to bring back Operation Glow and also move Bronco Bash to a Saturday. I had some reservations about both requests based on conduct issues at these events previously. I am pleased that we were able to work through those concerns and developed a plan that allowed for both activities. One of the items we agreed on was that if there were no conduct concerns and students behaved respectfully towards each other at Operation Glow, we would host Bronco Bash on a Saturday. If, however, there were significant conduct issues at Operation Glow, we would keep Bronco Bash on a Sunday. Operation Glow went smoothly and planning is well underway for Bronco Bash to be held on Saturday, May 12th. I appreciate the work of the Student Association in planning and hosting such big events. I also appreciate that our students have shown that they can support these activities by having fun and behaving appropriately.
April 16th, the day after Operation Glow, a student tweeted at SA asking, "How did we do?" And SA responded with this tweet, 10 out of 10. So after all of that, it still sounds like Bronco Bash this year will be on a Saturday. Moving on, 4 Alpha Chi members traveled to Portland, Oregon to present their own academic research at the Honor Society National Convention. Jared Fox has more on the story.
The Hastings College chapter of Alpha Chi traveled to Portland, Oregon from April 5th to 7th for the Honor Society's National Convention. 4 students traveled along with advisor Jess Henry, where they presented academic research that they had been working on all year.
So a lot of the students, there's like 300 presentations that are just independent student research. So it's things like senior projects or just research they were interested in doing, RUs, like summer opportunities. And then they also have a section that's like a collaborative research project. So that's where you take members of Alpha Chi in your chapter, and you all work together in different disciplines to look at one certain research topic.
Grubin spoke on her Irish Fellows Program research, which she made a magazine about.
I presented on the findings of my ethnography I did over there about Irish tourism. But specifically my presentation focused on why I made a magazine, because I didn't write like a formal case study or try to publish in some sort of academic journal. I just made a magazine out of my research. So I was trying to encourage my peers to start thinking about research in a new way and how they can present that in like some way that will be accessible to the public, that will be picked up and read, so that they're doing all of this hard work and it actually gets communicated.
The other 3 Broncos to make the trip were Brian Whetstone, who presented his research on pedestrian malls, Mackenzie Curry, who researched the effect of alcohol on the cells in the lungs, and Lindsay Ruane, who did a poster presentation on proton therapy as an alternative way to treat cancer. The group also had some time to spend exploring Portland, where Grubin got to meet the staff of the Oregonian, an experience which she said was incredible.
I actually shook the hand of a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, which was really, really cool, and like saw the prize that he won. It's like in the front of their office.
All in all, the trip was a success for the group. Grubin was awarded the top communications presentation, Whetstone was awarded the top American history presentation, and Peyton Van Winkle and Allison Brown were both awarded scholarships. Reporting on smart people doing smart people things, Jared Fox, Collegian TV.
Thanks, Jared. Well, that is all we have time for here on CTV. Make sure to join us next week, same place, same time, to get your weekly news, weather, sports, and entertainment updates.
Thank you for tuning in, Broncos. Have a great weekend, and you're watching Collegian TV.